Hey everyone, how are you doing tonight? I am about to go eat dinner, but I just felt so called to get on here. It was going to be a podcast, but there's too much noise going on in the background. I've got my heat on, I have my dishwasher going. But I want to talk to you about something that's really, really important. And I find that this is one of the things that can either stunt your growth as a business owner or propel your growth as a business owner. And there's so many women who see women creating these amazingly successful businesses. And one of the questions that gets asked so often is, how do you hold the belief when it looks like no one's buying? How do you hold the belief when it looks like it's not working? How do you stay in your power when people have requested links from you but they haven't bought? How do you stay in your power when you've been launching your program yet you don't have the signups that you wanted? How do you stay in your power when you want to have a certain income goal for that month and you haven't gotten there yet? And maybe you're like not even close. Here's the thing. The work doesn't start until it looks like it isn't working, because this is a world that we grew up in. We grew up in a very evidence-based world where you have results and now you're like, okay, now I can claim this. And in the world that we get in with feminine energetics is we are recoding our cellular DNA to believe it's all working no matter what. And that means you have to put away the notion that there has to be evidence that it's working, like tangible physical evidence. If you're always looking for tangible physical evidence, you're never going to be able to have these quantum leaps. You're never going to be able to have 100K months consistently. In order to get where we're going, which is like most of the world doesn't even understand this stuff, and I don't think we give ourselves enough credit. Most of the world is still operating in, I need to trade my time for money. I need to work for someone else so that it's safe for me to retire. They don't understand that they could make their entire lives, really, they could make their entire year in a month if they changed and they went this way. But the hardest thing to do is to go from living in the matrix to getting into this world of infinite potentiality. It's this switch, like to get from this gap and to get over here, that is the hardest part when it comes to stepping into feminine energetics, when it comes to making big magical money, when it comes to having a business online that gets results that people in the business world don't understand. You have to be willing to go through this work and to go through the void and be willing to train your brain to see how the world works differently. You also need to build a faith muscle. And I'm not saying get religious here, but you need to have a muscle of faith that everything is working out, which means you have to believe that you live in a universe that is supportive. You have to believe that because you have a desire in your heart to build a business that is insane, out of this world, like we are literally leading the revolution. In a decade, this is where the business world is headed. This is where society is headed. We are so ahead of the curve, and it doesn't matter where you're at income-wise. Stop looking at these big income months and these people that are making big income months, if you're not there yet, as like the end all be all. It's so much bigger than that. We are changing the landscape of how people think and how people interact with businesses and how business is done. We are changing how brands are being built. And in order for you to get to that place where you're making multi-million dollars a year, because it's so fucking possible for you. I see you making $7 million next year. It's absolutely, like, it's not even possible, it's probable. If you get into my world and you do the work that we're doing, multi-millions of dollars are absolutely going to come to you in a year. But are you willing to believe in that when you don't have the evidence? Are you willing to sit with yourself in the discomfort and the vulnerability when you are launching things and talking about things and you hear crickets, when nobody's engaging, when you're getting few likes, when it seems like people aren't getting what you're saying, when it seems like You're like, am I just crazy for even thinking this or like believing this could be, because I don't have the evidence showing me it's working. And you have to stop yourself in that moment from going to refresh your feed, from going to look at how many likes you've gotten, from going to see how many people have reached out in the 15 minutes since you talked about your offer. Are you willing to be the woman who, or the man who, is able to sit with themselves when the rest of the world would say, well, fuck, this isn't working, I'm giving up. This is so embarrassing. Like, I can't even believe I did this. Like, I can't believe I talked to my friends and family. And even worse, like, I told the fucking internet that I was going to be at this like amazing place, and I don't believe it anymore because it's been a month and like I should have just stayed at my 9 to 5. Yes, so guilty of this. And we all are, right? And this is the thing, like, I see in the coaching world, I've been studying the world of coaching because I was a business expert for the state of New York for 8 years. So I like studying the industry because I like to know where we're going, and I also like to innovate. And the one thing that I see is we have this 99 to 1% gap where the 1% is making over 100K months and the 99 can't even break through to that 10K month. And for so long I studied this and I was like, why is it? This is it. This right here is the code that gets you from not being able to get to the 10K month, and it feels like it's such a hurdle and it feels like it's so far away, to you being able to like boom, boom, boom. It's 1 week into the month and I've already landed 50K. The ability for you to make that much money is always available for you, but it happens when you don't give up. Exactly. You give up too soon. And this is the thing, right? Like when I talk about building a brand and building a business and building a legacy, because that's what you're here for. That is what we are doing. It's not about the short term. The short term looks like looking at results. And also when you're looking at results, what are you doing? You're giving your power away to something outside of yourself that you can't control. You honestly can't control. Are 10 people going to buy this offer? Are 100 people? Are 0? You can't control that. But what you can control is staying in your lane and staying in your power and deciding that I know where I am going. I know the business that I'm building. I know what I'm here to do. I know the service I'm here to provide, even if you don't have all of the details. Like, let's get to that grandiose picture. What are you doing? Because when you focus on that and where you're going, the 10K month, like, it doesn't matter anymore. The 100K month, it doesn't matter anymore, because you're building a legacy. You're building a brand where people are coming with you. You're building a way for people to revolutionize their lives. Like, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit that what we are doing is fucking incredible. We are literally changing the way that we have been mentally structured to operate in the world, and we are also choosing to believe in something that we probably only have any evidence of through other women online on social media. We probably don't know anyone in our lives, in our local circle, that is doing this, let alone having these grandiose plans. And you need to understand that the reason why it's so easy for you to give up is because you're living in a world of people that aren't doing this. Like, really simply, they aren't doing this. Most people aren't building businesses. Most people aren't putting themselves out there online on social media. Most people aren't creating offers. Most people aren't learning how to market, learning how to sell. Most people aren't doing the personal development work. They aren't even aware that energetics is a thing. What you're doing is amazing and it's incredible. But you have to realize that in order for you to really get there and enjoy it, like enjoy the process of you getting there, because it's not about how quickly can I get to this place, because you're always living, you're always growing, you're always expanding, and so is your work as a leader in this industry. If you understand that and you put that into perspective, like, you better have goosebumps like I do right now. Because it is so easy for you to scroll on social media and see other women who are celebrating yet another 100,000, yet another million, yet another, and you're like, I haven't even broken 5 fucking K. I haven't even gotten 10K consistently. I haven't gotten there. Like, I know where I want to go, but I'm not there yet. And what ends up happening is once you start seeing this so many times, like at the beginning, you're like, oh my God, there's so many possibilities. This is amazing. And you just like go into it like this invincible energy. And then what happens? The real world. You start talking to your friends and family and they go, oh, okay, you're going to do that. How are you gonna do that, little old you? And like they're saying it like in a joking place, but they don't understand how vulnerable that is for your heart and soul, because you're choosing to do things differently. And that's why I always say be very mindful of who you're sharing your dreams with, because if they're not in this world with us, they don't get it. That's why it's so important for you to be in masterminds. That's why it's so important for you to have a mentor. That's why it's so important for you to get into programs consistently. Because this energy lives where we are, online. It does not live in the outside world yet. You are speaking to my soul. Yes, no one understands. Yes, that's exactly it. So this is what I want you to hold on to, is you know where you're going. So don't let other people who don't even have like this inkling in their soul to be as big as you do. You were born for greatness and you've always known it. You just never knew how to channel that because we weren't shown this world growing up. But guess what? We've created this industry and we are changing the landscape of the planet, because I promise you this, the coaching world is only getting bigger. I promise you this, the amount of people who are starting businesses is only growing. The way the business world has been orchestrated for as long as we've known it is going extinct, whether they realize it or not. And you can either be the person who tries to cling on to what you've known because it's comfortable, or you can jump and take a leap of faith, knowing where you're going and having faith that you have it in you to get there. Having faith that you were born with this bigness for a reason, that you were born to claim it, and that you have to be okay with the fact that not everyone's going to understand this. And actually, you have to be even more okay with 99% of people won't get it. Can you be okay with that? Can you be the woman who is building a multi-million-dollar business even when she hasn't broken 10K months? Like, let that land for you. Can you be the woman who is making multi-million dollars when you haven't made a 10K month yet? Because this version of you right now, the one who is dreaming, the one who is co-creating, the one who is here, she is the same version of you as the multi-million dollar woman. But what does this woman know that this woman is doubting? Because that's typically the gap. This multi-million dollar version of you knows something that this version of you does not yet know, because she's doubting herself. But it still lives within you. Time isn't real, so these versions can literally collapse and you can have one timeline. That's what a quantum leap is. But you have to understand that there's nervous system regulation that goes into having a quantum leap. You have to understand that you might not be ready for a quantum leap yet. Do you have the systems in place for your business to make multi-million dollars? If not, cool, fine. Don't get upset with yourself and say, oh my God, I'm so far behind. That's not it. That's not it. It's understanding where you are so you understand how far away from where you want to be you are. Because when we understand this, we can then look at the strategy that we need to take and we need to get in place, and the systems that need to be there for that masculine foundation so that our feminine energetics can flow and lead the way. But if you start flying and you don't have anything to ground into, flying be the feminine energetics, grounding be the masculine structure, that's when you're in a free fall. And that's scary as fuck. And most of the times when you do that, you'll be worse off than you did when you started. So let's stop comparing ourselves to the women that are making $8 million right now, like they've already broken that, and let's start looking at where we are, who we are, and how we can get to that same place. And that is by not giving up. That's by holding your power even when. That is when, and you will hear me say this till I'm blue in the face, but your beliefs need to be the evidence when there is no physical evidence in your external world. Your beliefs are the evidence. Your energy and your decision, your declaration, that is you energetically backing the results that you desire. And when you energetically back something with a declaration and you make the fucking move, not just sit on your couch and go, like, because that's the problem, right? We get really excited, we get really activated, and we're like, yes, I'm doing this. And then we start scrolling on social media, and then we click to see how many people liked, and then we look to see how many messages we got, and then we look to see how much money we made this month, and then we click on our bank account. And what happens when we do that? We unplug. Just that power source of the vortex that we just plugged into, that was just so incredible, that was filling us up with this life force energy that we were meant to have. You just short-circuited it. Like, you unplugged it so fucking quickly that you short-circuited it. And this is why so many women reach burnout and they feel so defeated when they're building their business, because they keep going and then unplugging. And then they face burnout because it's going, unplugging, going, unplugging, going, unplugging, going, unplugging. But what happens? What would happen if you didn't unplug? What would happen if you kept going no matter what? Because the results right now are not dictating where you're going. Your belief, your desire, your conviction, your actions moving in alignment with your desired reality, that's what does it. But if you're going to keep looking at your external world to validate the world you're creating, it literally can't happen, right? Because you're here right now. You're not where you're going. And the evidence right now is backing up right now. It's not where you're going. So it's all about the long term. It's about zooming out. Stop looking at the likes. Stop looking at the comments. Stop looking at these little trivial things that absolutely don't matter. I had a post that I did, I don't know, sometime this week. I post way too much. But it says numbers create resistance. That was a different code. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I posted about this week, where I'm telling you that there are always going to be numbers, and if you are focusing on the numbers, you're never going to feel good enough. You're always going to feel behind because there's always a bigger number, right? There's always a bigger number. And if we're looking at the numbers to dictate how we feel, how our business is doing, like, we have to detach from that. That's the old way of measuring business. We're not measuring our successes like that, okay? We are doing things differently. And then we doubt and want to run away. Yes, this is me. I feel it, I believe it, and then I fucking drop and run. Yes, this is exactly what happens. Is you get so excited and you're like, okay. I'm going to go back to that program that I enrolled in that like lit me the fuck on fire, and I'm going to get back into that energy. Like, let's go. Or you're going to listen to that podcast by that coach that you're like, yes, like she gives me fucking life. Or you're going to, you know, like whatever it is, you plug in to the person that helps expand you and helps activate you and helps turn that power dial up. And you're like, let's go. And you get so excited. And then you start building the program, or you start talking about the offer, or you start posting on social media. And then what happens? We start looking for the numbers. We start looking for immediate results. And here's the thing that people don't talk enough in business. Short-term satisfaction is not going to have a long, sustainable business. That business model will collapse on itself. It's just not going to work. You have to realize that sustainability means you showing up no matter what, and you have to stop looking at the evidence. Because here's the thing, right? If you start launching and nobody's bought your product and it looks like no one's bought, and you get into the energy of it's not working, it cannot work. It cannot work. And then what happens is we get into the energy of it's not working. And then our reticular activating system in our mind, the filtration system, then starts looking for evidence that it's not working. And you have to understand that we are primordially like our brain is focused on what is going wrong. So in order for us to focus on things that are going right and believing that, we have to change how we believe, how we operate. That's why mindset is so important in this. But the women that get that success, they're the ones that sat with themselves. What does it feel like when nobody buys from you? What does it feel like when you put all of this energy into a masterclass and you only had one person sign up? Dude, you had one person sign up. Like, what? That's amazing. That's one human who wants to be in your world. Like, we're looking at these grandiose numbers and we're making them mean things about us. And that's not how it is. And then because nobody bought, we're like, oh my God, I'm awful at coaching. I'm terrible at business. I'm never going to be successful. And that's not it. So can you sit with yourself in the vulnerability when it looks like it's not working, when people aren't buying? Like, because that version of you, she's the one that's going to get there. She's the one that's saying, no, I didn't pick the easy path, but I knew it going into this. Like, I knew I was walking the path less traveled because I trust that I am going to be one of the leaders that is birthing us into a new paradigm. And in order for me to lead, I need to have led myself. And if you can't lead yourself through the moments that look like failure and reframe them and pick your own fucking self up, or like go to your mentor or whatever it is, but like if you can't work through those moments when it looks like it's not working, then you're never actually going to appreciate the success even if you got there. Because what comes easily also goes easily. The women that look like they just have these incredible businesses that are really making multi-million-dollar years, they didn't just happen overnight. This was something that happened through daily actions, through cultivating habits that are supporting this business that they want to have. You are so powerful. Your mind is so powerful. Your work is so needed. But you have to be the woman who can walk with herself when, and especially when, it looks like everything isn't working. Can you decide that it is working? Can you decide to believe that it's all working in your favor? Can you keep telling yourself that someone's about to buy from you, that clients are about to DM you, that this is the biggest month in your business yet? Can you hold the power, especially when you don't have the evidence? Because this is how you're going to break through to consistent 10K months. This is how you're going to break through to those mindset beliefs that have been keeping you small. And this is also going to unlock your personal power and your confidence to show up with all of the power that the fucking universe gave you. Stop trying to box yourself into a world that you're no longer a part of. You are creating a whole fucking new world, so you get to do it your way, and you get to do it in a way that feels amazing to you. But what's never going to feel amazing is comparing yourself to other people. What's never going to feel amazing is comparing your success to other people's. What's never going to feel amazing is by telling yourself how far behind you are and then looking for evidence to support that. The evidence is always going to be there in different ways, but you get to be the one that decides what perspective you're going in this with. Like, plain and simply. Yes, this is me. I feel it. I'm like, oh, you already read that. I swear you channeled this for me. I almost didn't check on your live. So glad I did. When I used to do Clubhouse, like I used to host so many rooms on Clubhouse during COVID because I really felt like the mental health, like we needed people to help back us and support us. And I would say in every room, it's not a coincidence that you're here. Like my energy brought you in and you followed your intuition and you took the next step. This is how it works with the universe. Like you're always being guided, but are you taking the step? Like the universe is always delivering what you need for you, but you have to be the one to make a move. Like the universe won't move for you. So I'm gonna go eat now, but I'm so glad that I did this because obviously like you needed this, girl, and like that to me is just like makes my day. I'm so happy that this resonated with you. If you want to go deeper with me, if you want to get into my world, like now is absolutely the best time, because if you haven't seen my Black Friday specials, like what? Are you kidding me? You can get coaching with me and like everything, all of my programs and everything for less than fucking ever. Like this is the lowest that you would ever be able to work with me at in a private container. And if you're not ready to invest at that level, I have a Voxer 1 month coaching member. See, this is why we're going, because I can't talk anymore. Mentorship. And there's also My program right now, my manifestation program, you can get for half off. And December's program, that is going to be building your brand, which is everything you need to do to build your brand and to learn how to post on social media easily and consistently. Like, this program is fucking fire, and it is going to absolutely change your business, and you can get it half off. Like, what? All right, I love you guys so much. I'm so excited that we got to connect. Literally had already checked out your offers this morning. That makes me so happy, dude. Like, our energy is connecting on some way, and even if, like, for right now it's just like this, then, like, that's perfect. That's fine. Everything's divine. I hope you have the most amazing night, and I will talk with you all soon, and I'll try to upload this to my podcast, so we'll see how that goes. But all right, I love you all so much. Have a wonderful night. Bye.